To this now, and police are investigating the death of 18-year-old Jabulile Nkosi. The matric pupil was found dead near the Juksei River in Alexandra on Sunday. She had gunshot wounds to her head. Her death prompted protests as the community and her fellow pupils demanded justice. Let's take you to eNCA's Silindelo Masikane, who is tracking that story from Alexandra. So a tragic story, one of those stories that are quite depressing about the situation in South Africa. Silindelo, what do we know about the circumstances around the death of Jabulile Nkosi and what police have been able to do since the incident occurred?
Yes, we are here in Tsutsumani, just a few meters away from the home of Jabulile Nkosi, where earlier on we spoke to her grandmother, who really told us in detail around the circumstances around her death. The family, instead of celebrating her birthday today, in fact she would have been 19 today, is now preparing for her funeral this weekend. We understand that Jabulile went missing last weekend on Saturday. And she said she was going to go visit a relative. However, overnight she didn't come home. And in the morning, when her little brother went to go play at one of the nearby parks, he found her handbag, and he quickly rushed home to show their mother. The family then proceeded to the police station, where they were told that a body of a young woman had been found with gunshot wounds in Stritla near the Juksei River. And they then proceeded to the Hillborough mortuary, where her body was identified, and the family confirming that it is indeed Jabulile Nkosi. The community of Alexandra has been up in arms this week, enraged by the murder of another young woman in this country. We know that this country is not only dealing with the coronavirus pandemic, but we know that we have a gender-based violence pandemic where women and children are just not safe, whether it's in their homes, at work, or even out on the streets. I am joined by one of the members of the Community Policing Forum. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Memela. You were telling me earlier on that there seems to have been progress made in the case against, in the murder docket that's been opened for Jabulile Nkosi, and I understand that a suspect has been arrested.
Thank you, Slee, and then the viewers of eNCA. Yes, I can confirm first that the suspect is being arrested. The first suspect, he will appear on the 17th of September. So we'll be going to put a pressure on our judicial, as the Committee of Alexandra, as the multi-stakeholders, to say this thing need to come, it must come to an end, this thing of GBV, because we cannot always, now and again, a woman, a child is being killed by a male. It's not a man, it's a male. It's only that person is belong to the category of a dangerous animal, but God has gave him a gender of being a male. It's not a man at all. So we are bleeding as the community. We know we are at the core of this COVID-19, but what is happening, it's uncalled for. And then this thing of having awareness is how, if you can count the T-shirt that has been printed for the GBV, it's more than a billion. It's more than a billion T-shirt that has been printed, or a million T-shirt that's been printed, and then people are wearing no excuse, all T-shirt. Now it's time for action for our judiciary, our law enforcement to enforce the law, so that those people who are doing this, they need to be to be exposed. We are even appealing to our sisters, our mothers, don't stay to any abusive relationship. Don't stay for your kids. Don't stay for the money, because you only want to survive. We want all those animals need to be exposed and then taken out of the community. I think the President and then the Minister of Justice need to expand jails and then have a zone. Even if the death sentence can be bring back those people being hanged, because automatic they've taken the life of someone. Everyone deserves to be alive. Our government is taking care of the prisoners who are always destroying our community, our bright future, our sisters, so our mothers. So we are saying it's high time, as the Committee of the Alexandra, come the 17th of September, will be in full force in our magistrate court. We want to see that guy, and then those who were with him, because we know those guys who drive Avanzas, at night they are not going alone. We want the other perpetrators that must be also exposed, and then know them. Who are these people who always take the life of our sisters, our mothers, and then just who always harass the community at general at large in Alexandra?
Lastly, Sandile, I understand that the community had marched to the police station here in Alexandra. Is the community satisfied with the police visibility in the area? Are you satisfied with the work that is done by the police in order to protect community members here in Alexandra?
Slee, to be honest, you can blame the subs, but when you look at the capacity of the population in Alexandra vis-a-vis the capacity of the police, we have a shortage of police. We have some who are very hard-working members in blue uniform, including the station commander, and then so far we are challenging the Minister of Police that please put more cars in Alexandra, put more police force in Alexandra. We need to deal with these things of crime. It was so sad the week where we are coming in one night we lost 7 people through guns. 6 of them it was guns, 1 it was a knife stabbing. So 2 of them we include Jabulile and then the young man at 3rd Avenue. So we want more police forces. And then again, we also encourage the army to come back through the curfew time, so that there's going to be an order in our street. People can't just be loose during the curfew time. So that's the challenge that we are having through the police. We have a lesser number vis-a-vis the population of Alexandra. If you look at, we have a lot of new informal settlement where people, they put themselves in. Those people are coming from other areas and then they come and squat in Alexandra. So, which means now the capacity of policing, it's going to be very minimal. It's more than what the duty that they need to carry the subs.
All right, thank you so much, Sandile. All right. That is a member of the Community Policing Forum here in Alexandra, explaining that on the night where Jabulile was murdered, in fact, 6 other people were also murdered that particular evening, and the area is plagued with issues of violent crime, and that it seems that the police station is just overwhelmed by the numbers. They're calling on the police minister as well as the justice system to ensure that those responsible for Jabulile's death are brought to book, and that at least the capacity of law enforcement in the area can be increased, including possibly bringing back the army when it is curfew time.
Yeah, thank you for that, Silindelo Masikane. Another young, promising life snuffed out in South Africa amid this situation with violence in our society that is really inexplicable, really, and totally unacceptable.